Welcome, Queens. I'm so excited and honored to have the honor of interviewing one of our beautiful Queen sisters, Demi. She just finished our 24-week soul healing journey. So we want to share, we want to hear about her journey and her experience and interview her and get a little bit of insights of what that journey could look like and what it feels like for her to be where she is now. So welcome, Demi.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We're so excited. So I'm curious, where I just so that everyone knows, I know you're from the Netherlands, and we're so honored to even like serve you, people from that part of the world in Europe. It's so cool that we get to share light and exchange light in this way through technology. So I'm curious, like, where were you? Like, what's your background, just so everyone knows? What do you do for work? And then also, if you want to share a little bit about where you were before we met.
Yes. So I'm Demi from the Netherlands, 27 years old. Um, Currently, I'm working in healthcare as a manager, but I'm changing jobs. So within 2 months from now, I don't even know what the title is of the role, but I'm going to create a role also in healthcare for more social work. I think that's the better word for it, in social work. Um, Also, something manifested during the program. So I'm excited about that. Um, yeah, my start of this whole journey, I felt so blocked on so many levels. And for me, it started like in the Netherlands, we do have this good healthcare system, and I felt like I was stuck and I needed help. So I went to a therapist, like help me further. But I did not feel um, as I was being seen or heard or maybe valued as the person as I was during those first conversations. And I was like, this is not for me. I have to stop it. But I feel like there's something there that I need to go through because I feel so blocked. And the blockages came on romantic relationships, but also with my family, my brother and my parents, also the friends I was having around me. I was like, not sure if they see me. I'm there for the fun, but not there for the deeper connections. And not to forget, my relationship with food was not all right. Like I experienced, I know I cannot say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway for queens maybe who can recognize it. I used to call them my panic attacks. And I got the panic attacks during food. And I was like, all this together, something needs to change. And that's when I found you. And I was like, yes, I'm ready. We need to talk because I need some help.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's definitely, it can feel like a lot all at once, right? Like when you start to realize like everything is connected. And if one area is like challenged, then it usually trickles into other areas, right? And
Yeah.
then your body was like telling you that something's not right, especially around the food, right? You could feel it. How
Yeah.
long were you dealing with those panic attacks for?
Ooh, 3 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say everything's connected because it is. But now it clicks again that it started when my ex and I broke up, which was a really toxic relationship. Which was a good thing that it ended, but I was so heartbroken. And afterwards my panic attacks started, and then the correlation with the food came in. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
another everything is connected thing.
Yeah, everything. You just start seeing it. Once you start to see the domino effect, you can start to put the dominoes back up. So, and clear the blockages. So what would you say was like let's say a pivotal like milestone during this journey? You just finished the 24-week journey. Was there anything that really stuck out to you that was important for you to realize?
So many things actually. I don't know if I can pinpoint because it was a lot, Um, what is coming to mind, I'm still learning, but it's a big eye opener for me, is that um, things are coming in a circle. So there's one point in the circle that you have the chance to handle it differently. And if you're not handling it differently, okay, then the circle is going again. And then it comes to a point where you can choose to handle it differently. And I think that's one of my biggest lessons, because then I'm thankful when something happens. I'm like, shoot, I don't like this is happening. But wait, I have a choice to make right now. And sometimes I felt I'm not ready to make the other decision. And sometimes I'm, yes, I'm going to do it differently,
Mm,
um, which gained me a lot, because then you're the example that you want to be for others as well. When you start doing things differently, other people will just follow.
yeah. Wow.
And that's a big one for me.
Sounds like you were learning how to transform the karmic loops.
Yes,
Like
yes.
those patterns, the circle for you is like this the karmic cycles. It's like here we go again, and here we go again. And when am I gonna get the lesson? Or when am I gonna choose a new action, choose a new behavior or a new thought or a new feeling? It's like I feel like people like women, we go through that. It's like we get an opportunity to clear so many blockages, but we have to actually be awake in life to pay attention when they're happening. Otherwise we just go, whoa, here we go again.
And again, yeah.
So what were those karma blockages that you feel like that really got shifted, that really got cleared? What with what areas would you say?
A big one in an area that I needed to handle differently is the relationship I have with my neighbors. Like, we talked a lot about this.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I even told you this one the other day. Like, magically, you can tell me how, but I was not even home. I was at my parents' place, and my TV got on. I don't know how, but it got on loud noise. So I had the police calling me, that my neighbors, because I have this bad relationship with my neighbors, called like they're so loud of music coming out of your house. And I'm like, but how? I'm not even at home. Like, how is this happening? So I drove to my house to check, and yes, my TV was on, and I was like, okay. And then at first I was so angry at my neighbors. I was like, what the? Why are you calling the police? I'm not even home. And then I was like, nope, because I did not clear enough yet with them. Just another stupid situation is going on. So I had the decision to change. And what did I do? I bought them a Christmas card. And I wrote them a really nice message, and that I don't know how it happened, but that I'm truly sorry that they suffered one night of loud music
Yeah.
for the hour. And then I bought a bar of chocolate. And I just put it in the, I don't know, the mailbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 10 minutes later, they came up and they were like, thank you so much. We were so touched by your card. And then they sat around my table and we had a cup of tea, and then we talked and
Wow.
had a really beautiful conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think that's such a big example of be the change you want to see.
Yes, you're clearing karmic loops by choosing a new behavior, choosing a new
Yeah.
thought. It's like people don't think that it's that simple, but it actually is. Like we can clear, don't get me wrong, in the program, we did so much karma clearing with them, but like in the soul world, but then you still get the spiritual test. Are we actually truly in compassion and forgiveness and like letting that karmic pattern go? Like, are we really letting those things go that we were once holding on to so tightly? So I feel like, whether it's your neighbor or your lover or ex-lover, that was another one we worked on a lot, was your ex-lovers
Yeah.
and older friends that really, felt like we're not in alignment or backstabbed or whatever wording we use.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big one too. So how did you notice any other shifts in your reality, any other manifestations that came through?
Yeah, so I already talked a bit about my family. Um, like, I really love my brother. I believe I have a good relationship with him, but I don't see him a lot. Like, if it's once in 3 months, then it's a lot. But his girlfriend, I haven't seen over years. And that was really hurting me, but I did not know how to change things because, not to make it too complicated, he and my parents are also not on the same page, which me as a little sister, just my system just, it's a mess. To keep it
Harm.
simple, it's a
Yeah.
mess. So for me, it was really hard to contain the relationship as well as my parents, as my brother, because I felt like I was in the middle of everything. And I did not know how to handle it, but I was so sad that it couldn't be both my parents and my brother. And we worked on that. We talked about it a lot and did the karma clearing as well. But I think most of all, the manifesting from my side that I want to have this good relationship with my brother. Like, one of the affirmations I have, which I say to myself every day, I'm worthy of having a connection with my siblings.
Mm.
And the moment I put that in my affirmations, that's the moment when my brother started texting me. And that has been years since he was the
Wow.
first one to reach out. And so, fast forward to last week, we even came to visiting each other. He came to my house with his girlfriend, who I haven't spoken to in a year, and I haven't seen her in 3 years. And we had this amazing game night where we had so much fun. And oh my God, 6 months ago, I couldn't even imagine this happening.
Right? Isn't
Yeah.
that wild? I love that. So it's like, so what I'm hearing a lot from what you're sharing is like, we have to do the work in the soul world. We have to still go and clear and transform and do the soul to soul, heart to heart karma clearings. And then when the action in the physical world is shown to take, like whether it's to message them, send them a card, whatever it is, invite them
Mhm,
for dinner, it's coming from a heart place instead of like a resentful, anger or like irritated or whatever, place,
mhm, mhm,
because the souls can feel it. The souls can feel it, whether if you're smiling and saying something nice but you're feeling something totally different, the souls can feel it. So that's what I'm hearing is like you did the clearing and then you took new actions that were in alignment with who you want to become and what kind of reality you want to experience, which
yeah,
is one full of love, right? Full of connection
exactly.
and
A-
peace.
And I think a good thing to address as well is sometimes it doesn't even have to be hard. Like, it sounds like, oh, it's so big, and maybe I don't know. For me in the beginning, I thought it was hard to change everything, to clear the blockages. And yes, of course, it isn't always pretty. Like, I cried my eyes out. And still, 2 days ago, I was in my car and I was this happy song on the radio, and I was like, but I'm not feeling that. And I was just starting crying, and I don't even know why. But that's also a thing. I am an emotional person. Like, I could feel strongly emotions, but now I'm allowing myself to feel them. So
Yeah.
even in my car, if there's a tear, it's all right. And I feel like that's the same with the relationship with my brothers or whatever. Like, sometimes it isn't always pretty, but it isn't at the same time, it isn't hard as well. Like, if you put in the work, it, yeah, it can be easy. And
Mm,
then you see the signs, and then you're like, yes, it
yeah.
works. If it's starting to work, like,
Yeah, the energy is moving. The blockages
yeah.
is the stagnant energy is starting to move. I feel like that's what you really did a lot of. And also you manifested a new job. I remember we were
Mhm.
doing a lot of karma clearing there as well.
Yeah, for the queens who saw my video in the chat, like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I put in a video about my boss. That he was, I'm sorry for my language, but he was a bit of an ass. to me. And we did a lot of karma clearing as well. And then you said to me, maybe it's good if you can feel more compassion towards your boss, towards your job. Then the next day I was at my job and I was so frustrated because I was in this meeting. I was like, compassion, compassion, compassion. I need compassion. And then we talked about what I really wanted in a job, like more freedom, more creativity, but also the colleagues that I work with that are happy to have me in their team
Mhm.
instead of the feeling that they want to reject me or something like that. And then suddenly, like really out of the blue, an old colleague, I saw her by accident in this conference. And then she come up to me. She was like, now I'm seeing you, just clicks. We have this new role needed to be set up. And I think you're the perfect person for it. And then I was like, first, like, no, I'm good at my job. Da, da, da. And I was like, no, 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 no. I'm feeling everything in my body is screaming, you need to go there. So that's what I did. And
Yeah.
now I'm really excited. Um,
It's more of a creative role. You get more creative expression, more creative freedom in this role,
yeah.
less structures and like intense energy. I remember in the old role. But that's a major piece that people don't often see, like women don't often see when I talk to them or when I'm working with them, that they have this job and they can't stand it. And then they want to like a new one. I'm like, you can't create a new one from that energy space. You cannot manifest a new job or create or attract, whatever word you want to align. I like the word align. You can't
Mm-hmm.
align with a new job that is in alignment for you if you absolutely hate the job you're at, right? Like, not that saying you hated it, but I know people, I talk to a lot of women and they say like, I hate my job. I'm like, okay, well, good luck trying to align with a new job. Like it's going to be very challenging if you hate it. So I really always focus there first is like, well, let's heal and harmonize those frequencies, that soul to soul connection, because there's always a soul connection between your heart and soul and the company and the boss and the role itself. And like those connections in the quantum field need to be cleared first, and brought back to unity, and now we can create something. Now your heart's clear and you're in service, which is what they're paying you for.
True.
And now you can create from, what you want to create in the universe. And so now you can align with it. And literally that's what happened. It was so beautiful to see that miracle. And really miracles are programmed into the universe. Like they're everywhere, but we have to align with them. That's all. That's the only job we have, is alignment. And so, yeah, that's really beautiful to hear. Thank you for sharing that. So, is there anything that you want to share that's, maybe something just really from your heart to women that are maybe knowing that they need support, but they don't know how to reach out or how to ask for it?
Yeah. What's coming to me, like the message I can give from my own experience is that you don't have to know the how before you start.
Mm.
The feeling, I know that I need something, is enough to start. And yeah, there's one condition, and that's you put in the work. But when you put in the work, then I can promise that the good stuff will happen to all the other queens as well. And the how will come. Like I've spent weeks that I don't know, but sure. But you have to be open.
Yeah,
Like I don't understand now, but I had the confidence that I will.
yeah,
And yes, some things now I'm like, oh yeah, I understand. And still there are things I'm like, okay, I really have to accept it's just the way it is. And then the future me can understand in 2 months. That's fine. Um, so you don't have to know the how.
so like trusting. Yeah,
Yeah.
trust
Yeah.
process.
Yes. Trust the process.
Mm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We're so lucky to have you and to hear your experience and, you know, karma clearing is quantum healing. So, like connecting in the soul world and realizing that you are quantum entangled with absolutely everything and everyone in your life, whether you want to be or not. And so you want to make those connections, those quantum entanglements harmonious. And that's all quantum healing is. Like, that's what karma clearing is. It's creating harmony in the soul world. So thank you for doing your inner work. Thank you for doing the soul work for all of the universe, right? Like, it's a ripple effect that we cause when we do things like this in the universe, and all souls benefit from it, the light that you put out, right? So thank you. And
Well, thank you, like, for this program and all your time invested in me. Like, it was a miracle, but I'm happy to talk to you more often
yeah.
because I'm so excited and so thankful and grateful to be a part of it. And
Mm,
I couldn't have done it without you. So that's all on you as well.
mm. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have an amazing, amazing day and evening. And for any of the queens that are listening right now, drop a question. If you have a question for Demi, you can send her a message, or,
Yes.
type the word rise if you want us to reach out and to have a conversation about what we're even talking about here. And of course, if you want to go deeper on your soul journey, especially as we go into 2024, this is going to be like life altering year for many, many souls. So let's make it a good one. Let's make it a magical one and step out of the timelines, the karmic timelines. That's really what we're doing, is we're stepping out of the karmic timelines that our soul was on, so that we can create what our soul is meant to do here on this planet. Have an amazing evening. Love you all. Bye, Queen.